Yeah, we had fun. Burn deck is my place. Burn is, oh, just like I'm a kid again.
Slay the brother makes another deck that slaps. Killshot's brother Soviet Green makes the mid-range look so mean. Coming at you with another damage horror. Grind down experimental meme deck from the Slay the Brother team.
Alright, so I am diving back into Best of One for a little bit. Hopefully Foundations help the format seem a little better. I don't know. I'm just excited to finally have Burn back. Like real fucking mono red Burn. No shenanigans. And yeah, I will be doing Boros Burn. I will be doing Is It Burn. But right now, it is mono red Burn. All thanks to a few cards from Foundations, it's actually like, it doesn't feel forced. It just feels like this natural, pure burn deck. Like, no shenanigans needed, to be honest. So I'm going to start off with the cards from Foundations that helped make this possible. First of all, Bolt Wave. Bolt Wave deals 3 damage to each opponent. This is basically just like us having Lightning Bolt back. It's just as good as it. Let's get real. It's basically Lightning Bolt to the face. Then we have Burst Lightning, which is a very, very upgraded shock in my opinion. Burst Lightning is 1 mana instant that deals 2 damage to any target. But if you pay the extra 4 mana and kick it, that's 5 mana to deal 4 damage to any target instead. So it's kind of like a nerfed down Lava Axe, if anyone remembers that spell. Then Slagstorm is back, and I am so glad it's back. They kept the badass Art of Karn, laying it down on the Phyrexian Beasties. This is a 3 mana red sorcery that allows us to choose one. Deal 3 damage to each creature or 3 damage to each player, including ourselves. We don't care though. I don't care because it's a burn deck. But yeah, really, this is great. It may feel like an overpriced Bolt Wave sometimes, but also it's just, this is our charm. This gives us the ability to choose, do we want a board wipe or do we want to just throw it to the face? So then, the card, I'm going to go over the cards we've already had that are good. We've all tried to make burn decks with them, but they just didn't work out as well as we wanted. Shock, it's the go-to burn spell. There's no reason not to use it, to be honest, even with Burst Lightning. Now we just have 2 ways to throw 2 damage to the face. Monastery Swift Spear, they're quick, simple creature. I did end up throwing 16 creatures in this burn deck. It's a very removal heavy meta too, so Bloodfeather Phoenix, that's very good for this kind of stuff because we don't rely on creatures, but if we can get them to keep wasting their energy, spending their mana, using their cards to get rid of our creatures, that just allows us to focus on burning, which, Lightning Strike, overpriced Lightning Bolt, but we still love it all the same. Slick Shot Show Off is also good for, that removal. Anything that keeps them on their toes, keeps them guessing, is really good for us. I am very happy to be able to use Invasion of Ragatha in this deck. I know a lot of other burn deck lists you're going to see are going to have draw speed spells, and I do want to go over those real quickly, but, nothing's wrong with one card that deals 4 damage to the face. Now, a good alternative to this one would be the Convoke spell. That costs 4 mana, but I just don't want to pay 4 mana for the spell, because usually I'm not going to have the creatures in play, or if I do, I'm going to want to attack with them recklessly. But this will deal 4 damage to another target battle or opponent, and 1 damage to one target creature. So, if we have our best creature, Screaming Nemesis, in play, that'll be 5 damage to the face, and it will cut off all life gain, which is really the reason Screaming Nemesis is in here, is it's a basher that will cut off life gain. This guy is the way, the truth, and the life for us mono red mages. I do want to go over the sideboard real quick. Though this deck was made for Best of One, I still do have the sideboard. I like to do that kind of stuff. A full set of Obliterate Bolt in here. Really, this is in here for slasher decks. Maybe even some of those other aggro decks. With all the burn, we don't have trouble holding back our aggro decks with this deck. But, especially slashers, or even like a recursion decks, the helping hand decks, this will get rid of the Djinn. We throw this down with just something simple like Shock. This gets rid of their eyeball thing, especially if they brought it up with Recommission and then it's a 6/6 and not a 5/5. It's going to be a little harder to handle. And the goal with those decks is to just burn them down before they can beat us down. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes they just get all this good stuff. I had one pull out a Kyora on me after a turn 3 reanimation, and that was their turn 4 flip. I'm like, how do they manifest Dread so epically? Anyways, on to the next thing, Untimely Malfunction. I have 2 copies of this. It's kind of a niche thing. This is going to be More or less so like, let's say if we're fighting someone mirror match, or we're playing against Boros Burn especially, or Boros Forge, and they throw down a Lightning Helix, we can just throw this back in their face. They don't gain life, and it's just like they wasted mana there. So that's nice. Also, speaking about Forge, we can destroy an artifact, or in the weird case scenario, we have we have some prowess creatures out there. We want to get the damage through. That last mode could be helpful. One or two target creatures can't block this turn. It's a very great versatile spell though, and I love it. It really is good for sideboards. Sunspine Lynx. Players can't gain life. Player damage can't be prevented. This is a 5/4 for 4 mana, so it's a nice body. And when they enter, it deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. That's great for control, especially like Boros Convoke. So if we get that guy through, it's great, and it's just another way to double down on the Screaming Nemesis's concept of stopping players from gaining life. Even if it's not permanent, it's just static from them being there, which is nice. I have 2 copies of Virtue of Courage in here. This is a great card advantage spell for longer games. You still have the 2 damage to any target concept that you get from something like a Shock, which is probably what you would take out to put this in if you're going up against a control deck. Just this way now we can get more card advantage if we're able to get the damage through. Definitely probably better against mid-range than someone that's going to be countering us, though. I will be real. Back to Obliterating Bolt. Blech. Brotherhood's End, it destroys artifacts, so once again, it's nice against Boros Forge decks, but also it's just another way to have a wipe in there. Rabbits may be making a comeback. There's always these cool wide field presence decks you're going to run into, so it's nice to have just more options. I felt it was a little bit better than Pyroclasm just because it has modes. And then Forge, once again, you're in a long grindy control match. I've seen some people already mainboard this in a burn deck. Someone dropped this against me. I tried mainboarding it at first too, I'm not going to lie. I just feel like a lot of the time I didn't even play it, and I still won. I never felt like it was going to change the tide of the battle in best of 1, but in best of 3, that is a totally different scenario. In fact, Forge may be good just to mainboard. Throw 2 in the mainboard of your deck and then have the other 2 in your sideboard if you're playing best of 3. That would probably be my recommendation. I almost feel like I'm going to have to make a different burn deck for best of 3. I forgot to go over the lands. So, only reason I have the Autonomous Furnace is it's draw speed. It's free card advantage. I'm going to dump out my hand a lot. It's nice just to have a land I can sacrifice. You're always going to feel like you have more lands than you need in a mono red deck. Either that, or you're going to try to skim down to that 18 mark and rely on the land smoother to feed you, and sometimes it just doesn't always work, Nick. So yeah, I want to take a moment to talk about the draw speed spells, because there's a lot of great draw speed we have access to now, and definitely a lot of people will feel more comfortable using that. So Questing Druid's Adventure, I actually saw someone use this, and it was very good. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until your next end step, you may play those cards. It's instant speed, so you definitely want to play it at the end of their turn. But one of the great things about running a burn deck like this is we can wait to play cards till the end of their turn. We can be reactionary. It's pretty fun, actually. The next good card advantage card is a sorcery speed one, and it is actually Ren's Resolve. Sorcery speed, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. So you have 2 turns to play those cards. You're giving up the reactionary thing with this spell. But, let's say you have 4 mana, you cast this. Okay, I got a lightning strike out of it. Maybe you get a land. Maybe you get another burn spell, though. So you've got things to do for your next 2 turns. And then the next one, the final one that I think is very good draw speed for this deck is Highway Robbery. It's a loot spell. You can discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards. You can also plot this spell for later on in the game, though. So you can just, let's say we don't have creatures in play, but we want to have creatures in play for prowess. Just plot it, tuck it away for later. We'll use it later when we need it, or, And I think it's great for mono red to have, once again, the option to destroy our spare lands, and just get more cards. So that sums up my deck tech and my advice for best of 3, and what I think the top 3 draw speed spells are for mono red. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I almost feel like there's a key piece I'm missing. So to my fellow mono red mages out there, please, if you know that key piece, slap me across the face with it. I'm going to be getting into some matches later today, and I'll be recording those. So far, when I'm recording this video right now, I have a 7-3, and you know, that was with some of the tweaks too, but I never felt like I lost because I had something like Urabax's Forge in my deck, or because I was using Questing Druid's Adventure. I just feel like something like Invasion of Regatha that gets the damage out right away was a good call. Adding 4 Bloodfeather Phoenixes, they're hard to handle, man. They are. And if people don't have Graveyard Hate in their main board, they're going to keep coming back. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're going to have some gameplay coming up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like this video to make my brother super jelly of my best of 1 videos. And once again, thank you. This is a good hand. Sucks that we go second, but it would be great if one of these was a shock or a fuck, I forgot the name of the Strictly Better shock. Burst Lightning. Thank you. Thank you, game. Looking at their colors, I feel safe just throwing this at their face. They probably have a slasher. And they're probably just waiting with removal. Waiting with removal. Bait out some of that removal? Let's throw down this guy. These would be the people to run the exile spell. It would definitely be Demir. Alright. Nothing. Interesting. I don't want to throw down my Screaming Nemesis just yet. So I'm going to plot this guy. I don't know what you're about, but I feel like you are not. I'll cast Burst Lightning next turn, I guess. Or during their turn, or I can just save it and double up on my spells. Oh. Okay, so they're going to want to take Burst Lightning now. They will want to take Burst Lightning for this, for sure. So should I just throw it at their face? Nah. I'm surprised they waited so long to do something like that. I got another Burst Lightning. That is what's up. I'm sure you got removal somewhere, buddy. So we're just gonna do that. Take this guy out. Or are they gonna counter? Then I'm gonna Bolt Wave. They know my whole hand. They know everything coming. And I'm going to hold on to Burst Lightning. Definitely going to hold on to it. They don't want to take the extra 5 from Slipshot Show off. They're going to want to kill it. Oh, counter. Okay, counter. I guess then I will go Burst Lightning. Burst that damage out in their face. That is a good hit right there. That is a good hit, folks. Down to 4 there within the kill zone. Easily. This is where manlands would come in handy. I didn't go over those in my deck tech, but definitely the new ones that are all rare. That would be good. I'll throw out Bolt Wave. They can't counter it unless it's a pure hard counter. And then, what do they have? 2 removal spells in their hand? This deck's really good at dealing with those boring just kill everything decks, that's for sure. Alright, so now kill everything? Kill everything and stay down on 1? Okay, kill 1 creature and die. Worth a shot, though. Definitely would have worked if we had, if I had used less flyers, that's for sure. Go second again, but it's a good hand. Definitely open up with the Swift Spear. It's not going to be that great if they're an aggro deck, though, because Yikes. We still have options, but you know, if it's like a Boros Auras deck and they throw down the turn 1 Scavenger, turn 1 Heartfire Hero, and then drop Sheltered by Ghost, oh, that's going to be hard to deal with. That will be hard to deal with. But outside of that, this is a good hand, and this deck definitely does good taking advantage of slow decks. I feel like there is a slight change of plans. Kill on sight? Oh my god. Turn 3 Shieldred. Straight up. Is this instant or sorcery? It is sorcery speed. So we'll cast that. At risk of them just killing both these creatures next turn, I'm not going to play down 2 Swift Spears. Hopefully I draw land soon. Okay, there we go. Good. I'm fine with that. You get the card advantage, but you got to give up life for that. Yeah, pain yourself. Help me out. Nice. 5 to the face? Or do you got to cut down? 5 to the face. Nice. So that's 6 damage since my last turn. Alright, beautiful. Now, yes, if you've done the math already, this is technically, I just have to play out the rest of my hand, and I could actually kill them. And they could help me out if they just keep drawing cards. Okay, there you go. Now you need the life gain. Everything's a forest, so even if they're playing with the demon... Oh, they got the slasher. I think I still got this. So as long as I just don't get any life, I'm good. Alright, I am good. Don't even have to rely on our creatures, which is beautiful when black has so much good stuff. Oh. Yeah, we had fun. Burn deck is my place. Burn is, oh, just like I'm a kid again. We go first, but I can definitely afford to... I think I'll play the tap land second. Open up with a Swift Spear. I mean, it's very good to do this too, especially if they're using another like burn deck or a mono red deck. That's just one less spell they can throw at our face. Mirror matches get interesting. I lost to a Boros burn deck explicitly because I did not get my my Screaming Nemesis. If I had drawn them, I could have won, maybe. Well, maybe. I don't know. If I had drawn them early in the game, yes, because, you know, that's at least one less Boros, not Boros Charm, one less Lightning Helix to get me. To heal them. Okay, 2 tap lands. I'm completely fine with that. Definitely go with Bolt Wave. Okay, are you going to smite him? Nope. Aight. Actually, her. That's a female, right? Yeah. Gonna misgender my cards. Some of my favorite cards. Such a bigot. Alright, what is up with it? What is going on, my man? We're gonna plot. Actually. I'm gonna Bolt away first. See what happens. See what happens. I feel like if they've got 2 mana removal, there's no reason to use Burst Lightning. Unless they just top decked an Elspeth Spite. Which then I've got Burst Lightning to keep my guy alive. I think I'm better with the Slick Shot Show Off plotted. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine. Completely fine with me. Now, are you mono white? Are you forge? Probably just like mono white tokens, mid range. Sweetheart, lay down. I may need to bring my dog's dog bed in here. It's also a hardwood floor now. We're pulling out the carpet in my house. I had carpet in the bathroom, dude. So now I'm on my hands and knees scraping off glue. So we can put tile in the bathroom. Like civilized human beings. Oh, did they not get the 3rd land they desperately wanted? Desperately needed. I've got lands to spare. In fact, if I draw another land next turn, I will probably sacrifice a land. No, I won't have... Oh yeah, I would have the mana. Okay. I like that. So, that goes in play tapped. Is my heater off? 'Cause I feel cold as shit. They will have removed. They will have removed. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'd hate to waste a spell that could be kicked for more, but okay, is this going through? This went through. Nice. Sweetheart. No one wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Oh, look at that. What a good defense. So I shall explore on both my creatures, hopefully get a 1/1 counter on them. Yes. Making them a little harder to deal with. Now, obviously, I'm going to shock their face. For sure, shock their face. One of them will die. Whatever. But they're definitely going to block the Slick Shot Show Off. They're definitely going to block the Slick Shot Show Off. And I'm just looking to draw a burn spell after this and get the win. I don't know. Maybe if they double block, I should just do... Getting them down to 1 health is so tempting, though. 1 is a lot better than 3. Okay, that is a fun block for me, I guess. And I can just hold on to my shock. Just hold on to my shock, especially if this guy gets murked. Just don't get exiled. Okay, split up. No, lovely. I love it. And carrot cake. Let's get them before they gain life. Double shock, beautiful. I've got 8 cards in my deck that do this. I've got a lot of cards that would have given me this possibility with 4 mana, because we have to include Lightning Strike too. Oh, they've got to be so salty getting beat out by a burn deck. It's like first this mono red aggro comes up from the World Tournament, and then now burns back. Oh. I could totally see a burn deck like this, like making its way in a tournament. Some fine tweaks for the professional best of 3 level, and definitely. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Phoenix check. Intriguing. kind of implies to me they have a lot of creatures in their deck. Primarily creatures and just pump spells. A few pump spells, a few burns. One giant chicken dragon. Oh yeah, they've got the chicken dragon for shizzle. Perfect. Perfect. They are gonna love this. They're gonna love this. Yeah. That's a good card for when you deck out, though. Oh, man, they got a lot of card advantage in here. Are they gonna burn me up? Next turn I can deal 6 damage to them. But I have to deal damage to myself. I will tie this motherfucker if I have to. We'll see how this next turn goes. We'll see how this next turn goes. Keep myself alive a little bit longer. God, this is not looking good. All of us mono red freaks. Let's see what I... Yeah, I'm gonna see what I draw. This will really decide if I'm in this game still or not. Okay, I'm in the game. Maybe. It all depends on what they have. If they have the burns they need, I'm out. So now we either have the classic red burn draw, or I win. Oh, they didn't have a shock, nothing like that? What was giving them priority, I wonder? Pump spells? Oh well. I like this hand a lot. That has a lot of damage. Oh, and they're going to be slow, so that's good. They will have removal, so... Slick shot show off. Probably won't get the chance to show off. Oh. Yeah, they're highlighting their colors. They're like, yeah, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm not what you thought I was. You are not what I thought you were. Are you overlords? Bean lords? I bet they're bean lords. And they probably think, oh, here's like one of those mono red aggro decks. Normal mono red aggro. We're burn, baby. Burn, baby, burn. What are... Okay, yep. Bean lords. And now domain is triggered, but I get a big, juicy... Good game. What do they have? What do they have that I don't know about? Either way, I get a big, juicy fucking hit in. What do they have that I don't know about? Do they think I need my creatures to win? A 15 damage hit on turn 3. That is explosive. Oh no, I'm sorry. 13 damage hit on turn 3. Are they going to do herd migration? Doesn't that cost 1 more? Temp lockdown. Okay, I'm fine with that. Now this, let's take a moment to soak this in. Unless they have a counter spell. Unless they have a counter spell. So we'll do burst. First lightning first, I guess. I don't know. Nope, they don't have a counter. Man. Look at them good gaming me right after they played their first fucking Overlord. Nice. No, I'm gonna drop the Bulk Wave early in the game. I guess their colors will decide if I drop my Phoenix first or my Show Off first. I think I should plot my Show Off, yeah. You know, they're probably holding on to removal. Yeah, let's get that shock out of there. Let's get that shock out of the way. I've always hated the Phoenix for not saying whenever a battle deals damage to a player, or a battle also. It's only instant and sorcery. In a set where battles were released. And we had battles that would specifically synergize with that thing. I mean, it's not bad. And I get my Phoenix out. They're down to 6. Okay, I think I got this next turn. Unless, like, they remove one of these guys and hold back a blocker. Oh, that may be what they do. No? Okay, they're just gonna hold back one blocker? Nope, they just scoop. Okay, holy shit. Please, no more lands. I don't even think I should keep this. But we're gonna... Wishful thinking has gotten me plenty of losses. But yeah, surprisingly, when this deck runs well, it does very good against both aggro, like all other aggro decks, and decks that take their time. Actually, hold up. Okay, they don't even have anything. Alright, so we're gonna be demons, are we gonna be toxic? I'm sure they've got removal for me. I'm sure it's removal they have coming for me. Either way, this is what this deck's meant to do. This is what this deck does best. Burn them down real quick. So they'll probably be down to 11 after this. I'm glad that got taken out on them instead of the Phoenix. Oh, you weird funky Dimir decks. I swear, like, a lot of people will see this deck list. They'll not see the deck list, but they'll see it in play, and they'll expect something more meta than what it is. Hopefully something like this becomes meta soon. I'm not gonna lie. I just love burn. Take your time, Dragon Lord. Take your time. Wishing you played white now. I know it. Man, I should have packed Azorus. I don't know. Black has all the good stuff now that Foundation's hit. It really does. Just all this black good stuff just can fall in place and get a combo. An infinite combo or a insta-kill combo. You can just have your deck stacked with removal and combos that just work together. You're either in a tough spot or a real great spot to do that. Another Screaming Nemesis, though. Oh, that's the kill. Wow. That was a tough spot they were in. I don't have removal, but I do have a board wipe. It would feel a lot better if I went first. It really would. But I'll keep it. It's always cool when we pull off hands I'm not sure about. We'll keep it. Look at that, how cute. Our fairies bow to each other. That was dope. Now I love the poker face going on with my shit. You can't tell this is an aggro. You know, if you were gonna judge by someone's avatar, someone's pet, someone's sleeves, you wouldn't think this is burn or mono red aggro. Yeah, that sucks, but hopefully I don't get another one. This deck is slow enough though the Phoenix will get through successfully. At one point or another. Unless they exile it. I still haven't seen their game plan. They're at least Golgari. Hitting 2 Fabled Passages? That's kind of nice though. Okay, they're Beanstalk. Are they gonna get that land? Okay, they got the land. I think it was a different card anyways. But they probably wanna... Maybe they're just Golgari? Alright, man. 2 more hits like that and you're out of it. Which in my hand, I do have 9 damage to the face, so that's nice. They probably got the demon spell. They're asunder, exiled, gone. Well, no reason to hold on to Bolt Wave. Now this is when we just top deck and wait for a burn. I'll GG them. I mean, they probably just thought it was cool. They're probably an older player who just thought it was cool to see a burn deck come back in action. Or they may just be like, fuck, I'm not going to come back from this. Especially not if they keep throwing shit in my face. Next turn. Unless you gain life, you're dead next turn. Yeah, much respect. Ninjas, they die with honor in the Magic universe. Kato's like the samurai ninja. He'll stab you in the back honorably. So the win rate is 68% overall, and that includes some of the test runs, of course. And my very, very first match with this deck, it was literally just all burn spells, just for the meme of it while I was streaming. Now if I go back up to these more, you know, obviously not that great against just mono black because of that slasher combo. In best of 3, this deck probably would do a lot better just because there's the Obliterating Bolt sideboarded. Now I am definitely a believer of full playset, 4 of those motherfuckers in your sideboard, just for things like them and the Oculus decks. You know, you can at the very least for the Oculus exile their Haughty Djinn or stack it with something else and get rid of the Oculus for good. And you know, it's easier to do that if you consider 4 damage over 3 damage. I think it's called Dragon Breath. It was from Duskmourn and Foundations. It's instant speed. That's a good alternative, I'm not going to lie, but maybe it's just the damage whore in me that thinks that extra damage will go a long way. So anyways, you know, but very good against Golgari so far. Golgari Demons is one of those slower decks. We just burn them out explosively. They don't want to play their Unholy Annex until they can have a demon in play, and they need to have 5 mana for that. So it's kind of tough. And, you know, they're meant for these low to the ground wide creature decks that can really hold them back. We come off as one of those at first, but when you're using burn, it may take a few spells for them to realize, oh, they don't need those creatures to win. But, pretty decent against everybody else. That not a lot of data for some of this stuff. I will say, Boros and this red has been kind of mixed for the deck throughout, just because. And this Naya deck right here, this was not Naya. This was Boros Burn. That's the one I mentioned in the deck tech video that I lost to. They just had the questing druid for their adventure, I believe. If they did have a green land, I did not see it. But yeah, so against going up against Boros Auras, it really does have a good chance. We just have to have enough to burn out enough burn to take out their creature base, and that's the same thing with the mono red. We're gonna see Gruul, Selesnya enchantments. They're boggle decks though, so they may be a little harder. But it's a good thing this deck has board wipes in it. 1 board wipe in the main board and 2 copies of Brotherhood's End in the sideboard. But this is this final version of the deck where the sideboard was added, were the only changes. So technically altogether this version of the deck, this final version, has 13 matches and slightly higher than a 67% win rate. But whatever. 67%, 70%, that's still a great win rate for a burn deck in standard best of 1. Here you can see that little losing spree I was talking about. Went up against Boros Auras, didn't have what we needed. Mono red, they just went a little faster than us. That was all it was. And then these guys straight up got the slasher combo on my ass. Nothing I could do. Though one of them, I was kind of salty, just sitting there, waiting to draw an instant or sorcery to get my other phoenixes back. Didn't happen to the last turn. It happens though, Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. Deck list is down in the description. I hope everybody really enjoys it. Stay tuned for more decks. I've definitely got some more burn decks, some more Mimi decks, some more aggro decks coming up. If Nick isn't getting here and posting videos, he will be sending me his footage or sending me his deck list, because he's going to have some real grindy mid-range decks, probably some control decks with just crazy win conditions in them like he always does, and I'm very excited to see those. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.